So basically, y'all were just chilling outside the Holiday Inn when the whole glitch in the system.
Yeah, we was just sitting in the car on our phone looking for another hotel.
Okay. And then that's when the shots are fired.
Not right at that moment, nah.
But a few moments later, that's when the shots go out?
Yeah, probably like 5 minutes later.
What's going through your mind at the time?
As they were shooting?
Yeah.
Shit, I just want everybody to make it home.
Was Foolio responsive right there on the scene?
Nah. My first thought was to pull Julio out the car, but then I realized my arm was broke and he wasn't responding. So, you feel me? In my mind, I'm just like, damn, you feel me? Maybe just get the fuck out the car, make sure ain't nobody ain't trying to come like finish. You feel me? So
right.
I ran in the hotel to get help.
As more time has gone by since the passing of Julio Foolio, more individuals are speaking out on the circumstances, and the complete information about what happened is ultimately revealing not only half of the four were detained by the police. Suspects, although those who were really engaged in the event include Omerta, is one of those who is also speaking out. 55, one of Julio's friends who was really the vehicle's driver at the time of the shooting occurred, and will go right into everything. All of his remarks about the circumstance and every other aspect about the suspect's Omerta arrest. 55 offered some perspectives about the circumstance that was unknown to us before giving this heartbreaking narrative additional depth. Watch closely as we dissect what Omerta5five disclosed and how it alters our comprehension of the events that evening.
After the party, after the club, y'all head back to Holiday Inn, and we seen it on the surveillance. Are you in the same car as Foolio?
Yeah.
Okay, so Foolio's in the passenger side. You're behind him?
Nah, I was in the driver's seat.
Thus, let's begin by discussing Omerta5five's features. To state in his Sekhi's interview, it has received a great deal of focus on the internet during the start of the interview. Questions were rather considerable emphasis on his connection with Julio's journey to get to the birthday celebration Julio was throwing. However, as you are aware, the interview became very simple and focused on certain inquiries about previous events and throughout the filming, particularly because Omar, who was 55 at the time, was the driver. That Julio was involved in it, as well as was also shot 8 times in his up to 55 arm and made 3 little scratches on his skull. In the course of the event,
on the surveillance, I could see that you like sped off.
Yeah.
And then it was 2 guys ahead, with their weapons. And how many times were you shot?
I got shot in my arm 8 times. I got grazed in my head 3 times.
Did you feel like you were gonna make it that night?
Yeah, dog.
Following the discussion of the specifics of the shooting, the conversation examined the fallout with Omerta5five, revealing the thoughts running through his head while being brought to the hospital. He indicated that he wasn't even paying attention to. For him, the primary question was whether, sadly, Julio was okay. As it turned out not to be true, he also revealed on his feelings after the incident, considering his ideas after the demise of Julio and how the whole over time his circumstances has changed. You
get taken to the hospital. Do you feel like you're not gonna make it?
Nah, at that point I hadn't like kind of assessed the situation.
Okay.
I hadn't calmed myself down, you feel me? I really, honestly and truthfully, I wasn't even thinking about myself in the moment at all. I was just in my head, like, you feel me? I'm just telling myself, like, reassuring myself, like, bro, all right, bro, good. That's all I really was telling myself. I wasn't even thinking about me, really.
All things considered, the interview focused mostly on the shooting that caused Julio Foolio to die away. Began with a few general inquiries, but soon became more in-depth, concentrating on the details about the circumstance. Overall, Omerta5five's trajectory is evident over a difficult period and is really saddened by everything.
As days go by, what's going through your mind?
remorse, guilt, blame. Really?
You put the blame on you?
I mean, definitely, I was the driver. You feel me? Like I said, in my head, my main purpose was to get us home, and I ain't do that. So I definitely blame myself at first.
So let's shift our attention to a comprehensive analysis of the events surrounding the terrible death of Julio Foolio Charles Jones, aka Julio, passed away. The Foolio has been looked at by the police, resulting in the four people's detention, believes that Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, Rashad Murphy, and Cheyenne Gright. The final police claim that one is still at large. Jones' murder was a component of a continuing the suspects in the Jacksonville gang war are ATK and 1,200 gang members who have engaged in combat with Foolio's gang's 6 block. The Department of Justice dubbed the top murderers of ATKAC in a 2022 report demonstrating this gang's level of violence. Conflict arises when,
furthermore, it was found that the shooters are members of or affiliated with rival gangs of Jones that go by ATK and 1200. Jones was part of the 6 block gang. Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville.
the evening of the homicide, Chance and Andrews trailed Jones and company. Surveillance video revealed random people utilizing a phone that was subsequently discovered to phone records for Andrews revealed Chance conversed with Gathright, who was in a black Chevy Impala license plate on another vehicle. Plate readers verified that both vehicles were driven from Tampa to Jacksonville before the murder and departed the next day. Phone records and surveillance footage were crucial proofs to demonstrating how the suspects synchronized their actions with the last assault took place at Sweet's house. In a motel, there were 3 gunmen and 2 AR-type firearms, and a Glock emerged from the and fired at Jones's vehicle, killing him and hurting 3 more people. The gunmen in dark clothing were recognized as Rashad Murphy, David Murphy, and there are no expended gun casings in sight. Were discovered at the site, indicating the brass catchers are used by shooters to gather. Nevertheless, 31 spent 9mm bullet casings discovered connecting the weaponry to the suspects.
On June 23rd, Tampa police officers responded to a shooting on McKinley Drive and located 4 victims. One person, later identified as Charles Jones, was pronounced deceased. Jones was in town celebrating his birthday and posted on his social media his locations several times throughout that night. Surveillance video was critical in this investigation, as suspects were seen on video following Jones from location to location. At 4:15 in the morning, Jones began to head to a hotel on McKinley. One of the suspect vehicles is seen following the victim. However, instead of following them into a parking lot, they stage across the street. At 4:38, 3 shooters exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2 rifles. This barrage of gunfire also struck 3 additional victims who miraculously survived this incident.
On a traffic stop on Gathright on June 26 resulted in the finding of a Glock 9mm handgun, 223 rifle rounds, live and expended casings in his vehicle, as the handgun didn't correspond with the Joneses' casings. The firearm casings matched the murder prior shooting incidents, such as a May murder as well as a previous attempt on Jones's life was looked up at. In October 2023, it located a gun safe in Gath's house containing several firearms, one including a brass catcher, and matched used 9mm bullet casings. Individuals present at the crime site. Further proof incorporated ring camera video demonstrating a fair chance. David and Andrews Murphy at a Tampa airbin. About the airbin is 1 mile from the crime site, was registered under the name Rashad Murphy. A video from June 22 to June 24, he was seen in Chance loading at Gath's house. Sacks large enough to transport guns inside prior to going to the black Chevy Impala. Andrews, Tampa Golden Chance, and less people were detained by Jacksonville police over a week after the homicide. Rashad, on July 30, Murphy was taken into custody at a Jacksonville apartment building.
Let me see your hands. Step on out. Step on out. Look away. Back up to the sound of my voice. Yep. Stop right there. Lift your shirt up. Turn. Do a 360. What? Just listen to us. We'll talk about it. Keep going. Keep going. Turn. Now walk back to the sound of my voice. Keep coming. Walk back to me. Hands behind your back.
Isaiah Chance, this is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We are in your front driveway. We have a warrant for your arrest. Come to the front door with nothing in your hands. We are not going away. We're heading your way.
Hands
Come on
up!
out with your hands up.
You're good. Come on now. Hands up.
Come
Put
on
your
out
hands
with your
up.
hands up. Bring it to the officer.
Can't tell.
The target? Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. Yep. Put your hands up!
Listen,
Put your hands in the air. Hands up!
Hands in the air. Hands in the air.
All right. Slowly walk toward me. Let's go. Right here. Walk right here. Let's go. Coming. Stop. Turn around. Keep your hands up. Turn around. Hands up. Keep your hands up. Hands up. Don't reach for your waist. Do not reach for your waist. Back up. All right, go to your knees. Get your hands behind your back. Stay there. Don't move. Keep walking. Now turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Is there anybody else inside? He's like 7 o'clock. I think the damn you don't believe no motherfucker be fucking vehicle. No, we don't know the rest of the like what? I'm talking about the broadcast film right now.
In spite of these apprehensions and the whole of the proof, David Murphy is still. The cops are working hard on the run. Must locate him, as it's imperative that his arrest. Concluding this well-known instance, the inquiry into the death of Julio Foolio has discovered a gang network actions and aggression. The proof from security video to retrieved guns have been essential in bringing those accountable to the legal system. As the hunt for David Murphy carries on, with the authorities are committed to providing complete closure to this terrible incident, and ever since details have surfaced, everything leads returning to Ace and Young. Even reporters had questioned the authorities about Ace's age is being looked into because this whole reflects back to him. We'll let you observe how they choose to respond to it.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
Nevertheless, you may be questioning what precisely is Julio's background. Young, Ace, and Foolio. In the first place, the conflict between the Young and Julio Foolio and Ace have been an enduring one, characterized by strong. It all began with competition and public taunting. When Ace was younger, in 2018, his brother tragically, two close friends passed away. In Jacksonville, during a drive-by shooting, Ace and Florida Young both survived the assault, and the event turned into a significant conflicting viewpoints of the two rappers. What happened with the remaining three? My girlfriend ran around at what after I died. At what time did you discover that they may not exist? Living man, I most likely don't. Similar to when I first excited the MMs, I haven't even struck the mark. Yet I quickly left the MMs. I see my mother there right now, weeping, so I just had no idea what there was a brother. I told my mother just now. They kid me. Sibling, I just know him already since I come while I'm being shot. Outside the vehicle, as I get out of the vehicle, I hear he was like, type __, you know what I'm stating. So I've heard that __, meaning that like if I'm not actually attempting to look at him because you seem to sense me. But I can see him there. They're fucked up that you understand what I'm saying, my younger brother. 23, my closest buddy, he's really on the crying out to me from the ground as if it's a someone please snap a photo. It's true. Image of him reaching out to grab me, like shouting my name in a cute manner, attempting to enjoy this as much as we do each other, while I witness my girlfriend frantically visiting everyone as she wrapped me up. I'm sharing with my girlfriend, staring at her directly, regarding Julio Foolio, who is from a competing group, profited from the misfortune via making fun of Ace and his youth pals that passed away in his music and social. This increased the hostility in the media postings, resulting in many diss songs and heated discussions on the internet between the two. There has been animosity characterized by a reciprocal exchange of derogatory lyrics and threats of violence. Every rapper is using their own platforms to taunt the other. Noteworthy example was the song When I See You by Julio Foolio, which he reworked to become Fantasia's single and presented it as youthful, and Ace making fun of the Ace's brother and pals passed away and Ace freed me. And I responded young, smoke a song that was blatantly disrespectful. Julio Foolio and his late colleagues escalating the rivalry even further to return to the second tale. Therefore the whole of the beatboxing full, so your task. But she wasn't like, why weren't you satisfied? You visited their hood and recorded a video. Is it due to the response from the fans? Hater, I've never heard the song, went crazy. I'm furious because the people I smoke went nuts, was telling you to go on a golf course. Insane I went, thinking, damn, what could I do? To Miami, I had already begun to go through my remarks. They were just as manly as they were providing me a large number of Sun Orions that they imagine rapping in the USA's Mariner area. In the USA, they sent them to that section. Michael Jackson outdid it, sending everyone somewhat of. Yet what stuck out to me was When I See You caring for who Fantasia sang the song I'm like, dude, listen to it in the stud. __, I'm going to be upset, so I return to Jacksonville. I go print out a poster of the circumstance, the news footage featuring his deceased homeboys on the two that I get cheap-ass champagne bottles, or whenever I visit a cemetery, I photograph, I drop the B in the video. And you seem to have gone too far. Hell is not dead. People have spoken about this way too often. You understand that they already know who I am. So you've already gone too far. My brother understand what I'm expressing, thus anything that events that follow are just extras you get. What I'm stating is this the last time you feel like, man, if I do this correctly, it will place an even larger target on my back. Oh, well, that's already the case, so there's not much I can say. A guy can make them more desirous of killing me. You know what I'm stating as if it already stamped, thus that's what it is. But there you all have it again. Very deep examination of the situation as it stands regarding the death of Julio Foolio. Today, we concentrated on Omerta5five's interview. 55, the person operating the vehicle. Julio was present during the arrest during the shooting, the culprits, and how the whole dispute started. First, the circumstances are terrible, particularly considering that those participating are expressing their opinions regarding what occurred. Please let us know your thoughts. Almost anything that is below.